First, the hardware. Your body is a visible structure of life for thousands of years. Hello friends, self-me Sunil Sharma and life is same in all of us. Welcome. Take a moment and imagine something very simple. You are holding a smartphone in your hand. A modern smartphone looks incredibly powerful. It can take photos, send messages, play music, connect you with people across the world, and even guide you through unfamiliar cities. But inside that phone, three things must work together for it to function. First, there is the hardware, the physical device, the screen, the circuit, the battery, the chips. Second, there is the software, the operating system, and the app that makes the device useful. Third, there is electricity, the power that makes everything run. Without electricity, even the most advanced smartphone becomes completely useless. Hardware is still there, software is still installed, but the phone becomes a silent object. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself something interesting. Isn't human life working in a very similar way? This question opens the door to a powerful reflection called Chetasyog. Chetasyog explores the relationship between two aspects of our existence, self-me and life is. Understanding this relationship can completely change how we see ourselves, our problems, and our place in the world. Let us explore this step by step. First, the hardware. Your body is a visible structure of life. For thousands of years, many cultures describe the human body as being composed of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether or space. Earth represents the solid part of the body, bones, muscles, and tissues. Water represents the fluids, blood cells, and water that fill most of our body. Fire represents metabolism, the energy, the heat that keeps the body functioning. Air represents breath and oxygen exchange, and ether or the space represent the space between which all bodily process occurs. Modern science does not use these ancient terms, but interestingly, science still describes the body as physical matter organized into a biological system. Cells from the tissues forms tissue forms organs form the body. In other words, the body is the hardware of life. Without this, the hardware, self-me cannot interact with the world. But hardware alone is not enough. A smartphone with no software cannot do anything useful. And the same is true for human life. Inside the body operates something even more complex, the brain and the mind. The brain is like an incredible advanced biological processor. It is constantly processes enormous amount of information. The mind is where our experience appears. This is where we feel thoughts, emotions, memories, imaginations, decisions, and personal identity. Through this system, the sense of I appears. This I is what Chetasyog calls self-me. Self-me is your personality, your story, your beliefs, your social roles, your identity in the world. Self-me says things like, my name is this, my life story is this, my goals are this. But even the most advanced brain cannot function without energy. Just like software cannot run without electricity. And this brings us into the deepest question. What actually animates life? Why is living body different from dead body, even when the structure still exists? When someone dies, the body is still there, the organs still there, the brain is still there, but something essential is missing. Across history, humans have sensed these mysterious differences. Different cultures gave it different names. Some call it the soul, some call it spirit, some call it prana, some call it kui. Chetasyog use a simple expression for it. Life is. Life is refers to the fundamental aliveness, animated body and mind. It is not your thoughts. It is simple fact that you are alive and aware, just as electricity. always allows a device to function. Life is allows living systems to experience existence. When life is expresses through a body and mind, the experience of self-me appears. But when life is withdraws, the system stops. The hardware remains, but the living experience disappears. This leads us to an important insight. Self-me is not the source of life. Self-me is an expression of life. Life is the deeper reality operating through self-me. But most human forgets this. Instead, we become completely identified with our personality. We believe I am only my body, I am only my thoughts, I am only my story. And when this identification becomes very strong, something interesting happens. We start protecting our identity constantly. We compare ourselves with others. We compete, we worry about our image. We become afraid of failures. We become attached to belief, and slowly over our inner world becomes full of tension. Chetasyog described this condition as mess. MESS, mess. Mess means mental, emotional, stressful symptoms. This include confusion, anxiety, insecurity, emotional overload, and inner conflict. Most people think these problems comes only from external situations. But Chetasyog suggests something deeper. Sometimes mess happens because self-me forgets his deeper connection with life is. Now let us pause and look at how science understands this. Modern science generally believes that consciousness emerges from the brain. In scientific thinking, the process works like this. Matter forms the brain produces the mind, and the mind produces conscious experience. Scientists can measure brain activity. They can observe electrical signals in neurons. They can track chemical communication between the brain and cells. But there is still a mystery. Even when advanced neuroscience, one big question remains unanswered. Why do physical brain process and create subjective experience? Why does electricity activity in neurons produce the feeling of being alive, the awareness of thoughts, the experience of emotions? This puzzle is known as hard problem of consciousness. The philosopher David Chalmers gave it this name. In simple terms, science can measure brain activity, but it still cannot fully explain why awareness exists at all. Because of this mystery, philosophers and spiritual traditions have explored many different ideas about consciousness. Psychological, for example, studied behavior, emotions, personality, and mental process. Most psychology assumes that mind is produced by the brain, but some branches of psychology suggest deeper layer of awareness beyond the personal self. Philosophers have debated consciousness for centuries. Some believe that only matter exists. Others believe that consciousness may be a fundamental property of reality. Religious and spiritual traditions around the world have also explored this question. Ancient teaching often spoke about the universal life forces or deeper awareness within living beings. Different culture uses different words. Atma or Brahman is Hindu philosophy, Tao in Taoism, spirit in Christianity, Q or prana in Eastern tradition. Despite the differences in belief systems, many traditions share a similar intuition. Life expresses itself through individuals, but individuals do not create life. Even without religion, philosophy, many people naturally feel that life is deeper than the body and mind. For example, can you observe your own thought? You can watch a thought appear and disappear, which raises an interesting question. If you can observe a thought, are you the thought or are you the awareness noticing the thought? This creates the feelings that something deeper than the personality exists. Chetasyog simply invites us to explore this possibility. Self-me is the individual expression of life. Life is the deeper aliveness that makes experience possible. When self-me becomes completely absorbed in personal story, inner conflict and increase. But when self-me recognize its connection with life is and something changes. Mind become less dominated by fear, comparison, and constant struggle. This creates a natural harmony between self-me and life is. Chetasyog call this harmony whole oneself living. Think again about the smartphone. Hardware, software, and electricity must all work together. Simply, human life operates through body, mind, and life is. Remove the body and self-me cannot interact with the world. Remove the mind and personal experience disappears. Remove life is and the entire system stops. Understanding this not meant to win debates about science or philosophy. Its purpose is much simpler. It helps to see that our personal identity is not the entire story of life. When self-me remembers its deeper connection, life is many psychological struggles become easier to understand. Life becomes less about defending identity and more about experiencing existence clearly. And perhaps the deepest realization is very simple. Life was already flowing before self-me appeared. Life will continue long after self-me disappears. Self-me is not the owner of life. Self-me is a temporary expression of life. And when this becomes clear, the relationship between self and life can transform from conflict into harmony. That harmony is the heart of Chetasyog. Thank you.